Bitcoin is on the move once again. It is over 11,600 and looks to test 12,000 in the near future. I believe this is happening for two reasons. Let's discuss. Now, the first reason has to be because of Jack Dorsey and his genius to get into Bitcoin early. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the Cash App with Square. So take a look at Square stock. It is up 12% today. And that's because they did something no one thought would be possible. And that is to actually make a profit and actually have more revenue during time of COVID. Square saw revenue jump up 64% to 1.9 billion, above the 1.1 billion that analysts surveyed by FactSet had been expecting. Driven, here's the kicker, by a large spike in Bitcoin-related revenue and increased usage of the Cash App mobile wallet. That is huge. So the reason why Square actually exceeded expectations is due to Cash App and due to Bitcoin buying. So this is kind of like a chicken or egg thing. You could argue that this type of news is good for Square because they got into Bitcoin and it doesn't really help drive new people into Bitcoin. But I look at it the other way. Other companies will now look at Square and realize that they've been right all along. They got into the Bitcoin game early. Square's biggest competitors, Venmo and PayPal, they're already looking to get into the game. They've probably been holding and sitting on the sidelines, but they didn't realize the potential. But I guarantee you, after seeing Square's results, they're going to be jumping in, accelerating their plans ASAP. And others are too. And I think with PayPal, Venmo, and who knows, maybe Visa, MasterCard, everyone else that's going to get involved with Bitcoin, that's only going to increase awareness and increase adoption, and that is very, very positive for the Bitcoin community. So when Square first got involved with Bitcoin buying and selling, I mean, there wasn't a lot of people interested. It was during a really dark time for Bitcoin, and plus, this was a completely new thing for users of the Cash App. So look at the first quarter results. Q2 of 2018, only 37 million revenue, which isn't a lot. Especially if you look at the revenue on Coinbase or Binance or anywhere else, that is actually really small. But it didn't stop there. It only grew from there. So the next quarter, Q3, 43 million. Q4, 54 million. And then you could see it accelerating, right? Q1 of 2019, 65 million. Q2, 125 million. That's a huge jump. And then Q3, 148 million. Q4 of 2019, 178 million. And then look at this. Starting with Q1 of this year, it almost doubled once again, 306 million. And this is what's so amazing. From Q1 to Q2, this is the COVID time, lockdown, quarantine time. This is why analysts and forecasts were so amazed by Square. The Bitcoin revenue went from 306 million to 875 million. We're talking about close to $1 billion in Bitcoin trading revenue. It's really amazing to see how far Square and Cash App has come within a very short amount of time. We're talking about only a few years. And this is when Bitcoin was still weak. Now we're getting the good stuff. Now Bitcoin is above 11,600, heading to 12,000, heading to 14,000, heading to 20,000. I can't wait to see what next quarter's result will be, because I think it's going to be in the billions, 1.5 billion probably, I'm guessing. But it could be even better than that. So I think this is phenomenal. So this is reason number one. Now, reason number two is really strange and it's really confusing. And I'm talking about inflation. So the Fed is thinking that we don't have enough inflation. So you know how everyone is afraid of inflation because of all the trillions that is being printed to help the economy, right? We have $3 or $4 trillion that was printed out for the first relief package, and now we're having potentially $1 to $4 trillion for the next stimulus package, relief package. And that's a lot. That's a lot of money, right? That's flowing into the economy. And the Fed, the Trump administration, everyone, they're just trying to prop up the market right now, right? Not just the market, but the economy. There's a lot of people that are still out of a job and they just really need this. But a lot of people have been talking about inflation and how it's going to get really bad. But Chairman Powell is looking at numbers and he's like, we don't have enough inflation. In fact, the July inflation growth was 0.6%. So what he's thinking of doing, and people just can't believe it, is leaving interest rates low for the remainder of the year, which would cause more inflation, which is what people like can't believe because it just doesn't make any sense. Well, it makes sense to Chairman Powell. So this is another reason why I think Bitcoin is going up, because people are already buying Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation, and now we know for sure there is going to be more inflation. That is another reason why there is so much Bitcoin buying. And not just Bitcoin. I've talked about gold too. And according to this article, investors moved a total of $7.4 billion of cash into gold-backed ETFs. And this is on top of the $40 billion that was invested in the first half of 2020 alone. So that's a lot. People are buying gold and gold ETFs to prepare for inflation as a hedge. And that is probably going to continue, which is why gold is at an all-time high above $2,000. But the same goes with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a new player on the block. It's the new safe haven. And look at this. CME's Bitcoin futures is skyrocketing. I mean, it was up and down, but now it's above 1 billion and is approaching 1.5 billion. And I expect this to increase. So, yeah, fears of inflation, this is a real thing. This is a real thing, and it's really causing a lot of people to start buying not only gold, but Bitcoin. So those are my two reasons why I think Bitcoin is rallying today, and why I think it will continue to rally, not only for today or for this week, but for this month, for next month, for the remainder of 2020, and for 2021. There is just a lot of things building up here. There is a lot more adoption, a lot more awareness, a lot more fears about inflation, and this is all going to help Bitcoin in a big way. All right, thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.